Alright, welcome guys. So in this one we're going to take a look at how to install Composer. So let's start by opening up Safari, and in our browser we're going to type getcomposer.org, and when you do get here, depending on what this logo changes to, it's still the same thing. So if you were to do a refresh, they kind of cycle through a bunch of variations of the logo, but you're at the same place. So let's just quickly talk about what Composer is. Composer is an application level package manager. So the key word there is application. And it's for PHP. There are package managers that we've used on this channel. So like Homebrew will install a package or a piece of software on the operating system. So like PHP. So Homebrew would have installed PHP onto the operating system, where Composer kind of installs a library within an application on a per project basis. So if that sounds confusing, just think about it like Homebrew installs software to your operating system, and Composer installs packages or libraries to a specific project or folder, depending on what you need. So if you're from a Linux background, they may have used like Yum. That's a package manager. I think it stands for like Yellow Dog. It's really weird, like Yellow Dog Updater Modified, and the acronym is Yum. And if you're from the Debian world, you might use App, which is Advanced Package Tool. So those are package managers because they install software to the operating system. And once again, Composer installs libraries at the application level, and in this case it has a dependency, which is PHP. So in order to install Composer, you do need to have PHP installed. And once again, please check out that video on the channel on how to install PHP via Homebrew. Okay, so let's just jump to download. And as of this video, the latest version of Composer is 2.23. So I'm going to walk through just kind of incrementally what these steps are doing. You can copy and paste the whole thing inside of Terminal and it will do the job. But just if you're new, I'm going to kind of walk you through like these bullet point steps that they have down here and what it's actually doing. And you can see it step by step incrementally. In this case, we'll type in Terminal, we'll bring it up. And for now, we will just give ourselves a little bit of space here. I'm going to just bring this down here. And we will grab this command. So Control C or copy, and Control V to paste. We'll hit enter and we'll run that. And it was very quick. Something did happen, but it might have not given you the feedback that you're looking for. But we downloaded the installer to this current directory. So let's just do a quick ls. As you can see, just by listing, we have the Composer setup.php installer in this directory, and it's kind of ready to go. Next up, we're going to just verify the installer using a hash. It's very long, so be sure to grab the whole thing in its entirety. Okay, Control C, and we're going to paste this in here, Control V, and it'll say installer verified. And the next thing to do is to run the installer. So let's scoot back to the beginning here. In this case, I'm kind of lazy, so I'm going to copy and paste this. And you're going to run it. It did its job. So all settings correct for using Composer. It downloaded it. So once it's successfully installed, it tells you where it's installed to, and it kind of gives you the path. And here's the path. In my case, it's users williamsk composer.far. And in order to use it, you would type this command here. So let's just list again. And as you can see, we still have the setup file and we have the actual software itself. So the next step is to unlink this setup. So remove the installer. So we're going to do that by grabbing this line here. And we'll do one more list. And as you can see, the difference is this installer has been removed, but we still have the application. So to use this, we're going to type in PHP, and it's going to be composer.far. And if everything went correctly, you'll notice that the software has been installed. And by typing in this command here, php composer.far, you will see that you have the appropriate version based on the date that it was created, and a list of available commands that you can run via terminal that do different things. So this is good, but we're going to take it one more level and we're going to install this application globally. So what I mean by globally, if we scroll down to the bottom and we do pwd, I'm in this current directory. Now, if I jump to another directory, or say I create a folder, and let's say I make a directory, and I'm going to call this directory code, and then I list, I can see that I now have this new folder right here called code, and I'm going to just cd into that, okay? I'm going to list, there's nothing inside there, but if I run that command, PHP, and I believe it was composer, sorry about that, composer, can't type today, .far, it says that we couldn't find the file composer.far, and we can't find it because the file or software is actually on this level. It's on the, users williamsk directory, right? It's not available inside of code, because when we listed code, there was nothing there. So it can't run the application, and it doesn't give you this. So how do we resolve that? Well, let's take a look. We're going to clear everything right now, and we're going to type in the same command. Okay, so we're going to type in composer.var, and it gives you, just, reiterate this, the error, or it can't find the file. So if you want to install it globally, if you go down to the next step, it says right here, scroll up, you need to move the composer.far file, right, into a directory called users local bin composer. So once you move this file to this final destination, which is here, you should be able to access this thing globally, meaning that I can be in another directory, another file, a folder, somewhere, anywhere on your system, and I can call this file or run this software. So let's just do a quick check to see where we are. We're in code. Let's back up. We'll do another one. We'll list. And here's the file in question. So let's just cd to that directory. And as you can see, there's no such directory, right? Like there's nothing here. Like, so we're following this path, user local bin, and I can't access it because this doesn't exist. So if I was to just push up to go back and I go to bin, I will be changed to that directory bin, and I can list. And you can see inside my bin, I only have this one thing. I don't have this composer, utility that I need to access this thing globally. So let's just cd tilde, and we'll go back to our root. Okay, so my present working directory or print working directory, which will be this. And I'm going to copy and paste this full command here. Paste this in, and it'll ask you for some credentials, because what you're doing is you're taking this file and you're moving it to a system directory that requires certain permissions. In this case, it's users local bin composer. So on your system, you just type in whatever password that you have to access administrative privileges, and that will get you there. So let's go up to our command list here, and I'm going to go here, and it still says, like, I can't find this composer directory or where you're talking about. So let's go back one more command. I'm going to be lazy here. I'm going to go cd /user local /bin /nothing. Okay, and I'm going to list. It's here. It's totally here, but we noticed that when we tried to, cd into it, we couldn't find it because it's not actually a directory, right? It's not like a folder, but the actual application has been moved here. In some instances, you may find that you'll have to quit terminal and, reopen it for this process to take place and everything to work as normal. But I think if you just type in composer, we can see that it actually works. If we were to ls, we know that we're in a totally complete different directory than we were in the beginning. So if we pwd, we're inside of this user's local bin, and we're still able to run composer. So let's just clear this. Let's come back to our root directory, In this case, mine is users williamsk. So let's test this out. I'm going to make another directory. And I make one called code. It already exists, so my bad. So let's just cd into code, right? And then we'll list, there's nothing inside code, there's no folders. And if we type in composer once again, it still works. So let's clear this. But we will be using composer a lot in any future videos and stuff like that. So when we're getting to web development and using frameworks such as Laravel and different things, we will be using composer to pull in packages or libraries from time to time, depending on the work we're doing. So I hope you guys found that useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave any comments that you have below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.